In today's video, I'm gonna get pretty vulnerable. I'm gonna talk about mistakes I made when I was spending the last 6 or 7 years learning how to talk to women. Basically dedicating my life to figuring out how to talk to women, how to master the art of communicating with women as a man. And I'm gonna talk about the sacrifices that I made in order to get to that point and the repercussions I am seeing now at 25. So let's get into it. When I was 18, I wanted nothing more than women to like me. I really wanted women to be attracted to me. I wanted to walk into a room and for women to look at me and be like, wow, that guy's hot. That guy's attractive. And I thought that I never could because my body wasn't good enough. My face wasn't good enough. My communication, I was shy. I didn't know how to say the things I wanted to say. I didn't know how these people I was friends with or seeing in the halls or whatever, because I was still in high school, I didn't know how they were communicating in a way that was so confident. Like, how do you act confident? What the fuck? How do you do that? And so I found like pickup online, and I saw these guys walking up to girls at the mall and on college campuses and like getting phone numbers and like kissing them and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? You can do this? And so I started. I just went to the mall. I didn't have any coaching. I didn't have anything. I just went to the mall and started talking to girls. And I remember the first approach I ever made, I didn't get slapped. Nothing bad happened to me. I was totally fine. And it was exactly what the guy said on the video. He's like, it's not gonna go well, but it's not gonna go terribly. And I was like, wow, this is like some real shit. You can like really change your life this way. I can see progress being made. And so I started working towards that. I started like going out a lot. It even got to the point where like there was a girl that was a year older than me. She was in college and I was still in high school. I was approaching girls on college campus and like at the mall and stuff, where like I was making so many approaches that she messaged me like, hey, I had some friends in my sorority tell me that like this guy was like talking to them and they were like, oh my God, this is the same guy. It was like one of those things where like, yeah, I got approached by this guy, and they're like, oh, me too. And it was me, and they were like, stop. And so I stopped for a little bit. I stopped for like a month, and then I went back to it. And that's one thing that I did learn is like, you never stop, no matter what people think. Like, you never stop improving yourself as long as it's focused on the goal. Like, I would agree, don't go out and just approach women en masse because you want to like get numbers and stuff and get laid. That's like low value behavior because you're just like kind of looking for what you can get. But I think I'm gonna go this way. Kind of just looking for what you can get. But with this, it's like, you know, you see that girl and you're doing it because you're scared. You're doing it because it's something you don't want to do. As soon as mass approaching turns into something you want to do because it feeds your ego and you get all these like validation points from women, that's when I would say be more selective. But I started seeing those reactions, and you know, I got laid a few times. Like, I lost my virginity when I was in high school, but it was like totally lucky. Like, I was on the basketball team and it was totally luck. Like, I sucked. Which every guy does when he's young. Like, it's not a big deal. But I lost my virginity, but then I got laid within like a month. And I was a high school kid, and I like slept with this girl, and I was 18, but slept with this girl who was 19. She was like a freshman in college, and I like went over to her dorm and stuff. I was like, holy shit, this is real. This is crazy. And so I got really into it. Went to college, far away, made some progress, slept with some girls while I was there. Came back home when I was my freshman year, halfway through my freshman year, transferred closer to home and started approaching again at like a bigger university. And same kind of thing happened. I eventually got a girlfriend, and I'm gonna skip this part because I actually have a video I just want to make on it. But long story short, this is my first long-term relationship. We broke up once and got back together, and basically it was me not actually fully exploring what I want in my life, and so it was kind of not because she was like low quality or anything, but just like I just kind of settled into this, and I didn't see where it was, you know, my life was going. And so around 22, after about 3 years, we lived together for a year. I broke up with her, and then I got really into pickup. And that's when I got a dating coach. Paid like, I was working at like a fried chicken restaurant. I paid like $3,000 for this dating coach. And I didn't even have the money. I had to put $1,000 down and put the rest on like a credit card or something. And I was working like 60 hours a week to pay it off. And I'm really glad I did, because it forced me to get experience. And I learned from someone that's like really fucking cool, like really good at what he does. So thank God. But, you know, I learned a lot about how to communicate. And the thing with pickup is that it's not really focused on, you know, it focuses a little bit on like who you are as a man, but not really. It's mostly like, it assumes you're a complete man, and it teaches you how to communicate as that. And so this is the dark side. This is what I wanted to talk about in this video, where I was this 22-year-old kid that I was getting older. I was starting to lose my hair. I got fat. I didn't have a clear direction in life. I had already dropped out of college one time. I was going back a second time. And I think I just dropped out again, maybe. And like I was working at like this digital marketing agency. I didn't really know where I was going with my life. I wanted to start my own business, but I was too scared. And I just kind of learned during that coaching program how to communicate with women as if I was high value. And I got laid a lot. Like I'm talking like, you take 10 nights out, I'd go back with a girl, like a new girl, 7 out of the 10 nights. And then COVID happened like right after that. I started getting into dating apps, really crushing on dating apps too, because I learned the marketing side of things. But again, I'm not changing who I am as a man. I'm not fixing that. I'm like, at best, I have like a 1-year vision, right? I don't have a clear picture of where I'm going. And so it ended with like a lot of just hooking up, and like, you know, I just got like a really high body count because of it. You know, I was this like, at the time I was playing a lot of video games, and I was like, I was in a top 20 US World of Warcraft guild. And I was playing like 12 hours a day. I'd go out to the bar, like talk to girls. And I was like kind of fat. I'd gotten a little bit in shape, but like I was kind of fat still. And didn't really have a clear life direction. And like, as I got older, I started realizing like, God, my game has to be on points, because I don't have my shit together. I didn't realize this at the time, but like, I didn't have my shit together. And so like, I had to act like a guy that had 6-pack abs. I had to act like a guy that had $1 million in his bank account. It was super hard to keep up. Like, my game had to be on fucking point, and it was really good. Like, that's why I coach this stuff, because I got really good. I know exactly how to communicate with women. Like, I'm very good with women, but it started getting really hard, and it started taking all my attention away from things that actually mattered, like where my finances were going, my material success, but also my fitness and my health, and like my mental health and my relationship with women, and like how I was viewing other people. And I was getting sucked into like this kind of toxic rabbit hole of like fake self-improvement. And like I kept going, and it was not good. It was just like full on degeneracy. And that kind of brings me to the second point I wanted to make in this video, which is that I think it's very important, if you're watching this, to understand that if you've been trying to learn game, if you've been trying to learn how to talk to women, and you don't have a complete life yet, or you're not working on completing your life, you'd be way better off balancing out the 4 pillars of masculinity. You still need to go out and approach women. You still need to learn how to talk to them. That's mandatory. But putting all your focus on that and being like, looks don't matter at all, you know, your finances don't matter at all, my vision and my ambition doesn't matter at all, like, you're gonna put yourself in a position where I was, where like, yeah, I was like this nerdy, dorky guy playing like this top 20 WoW guild, and I was like sleeping with like girls that were like NFL cheerleaders and like really hot girls, but like I wasn't going anywhere. I was kind of fat. Like my game was great, but I kind of sucked, and I sucked as a man. I wasn't a man at all. I hadn't realized like that I wasn't masculine and that I wasn't like on top of my shit. And I think that's where I want to go with this, is like, I want you to know that you can get really good at talking to women. You can get really good at saying the right thing, but at the end of the day, who you are as a man still shows through. And so the reason I made this channel is because I don't want you guys to do the things that I did. Like, I want you to have, if you want it, like I want you to have a lot of sex. I want you to have a really fulfilling sex life. I want you to walk into a bar and know you can go home with a girl that night, like a high quality girl, like a hot girl. I want you to go out and like feel confident that you're not gonna die alone. I want you to feel like you can make connections with other high value men. But I want you to be able to do that for life. And when you only build up communication skills, when you only learn how to talk to women and how to talk to people, all you are is talk. You are no action. So you're not really a man. And so that's why I make this channel, because I want you to be a man that does this stuff for life. And there comes a point in your life where you'd have to exponentially improve your ability of talking to people and your charisma to the point where it's pretty much unrealistic to maintain, and the other parts of your life are falling apart. But if you have a more balanced approach, like the guys I have in my program, I have them not only work on like, here's how you talk to women, it's like we have them overcome conquering fears. We have them figure out what vision they have for their life. We have them start to build a more powerful body. We have them figure out where they want their finances to go, where they want their career to go. And some of them are already, a lot of the guys, they're already established, some doctors, like lawyers and stuff. But even the guys that come in, they're like kind of losers. Like they don't have anything, they just have some savings and they've been stuck for 5-10 years and they don't really have ambition. Like, we show them how to have ambition, because ambition is so important. Like, it's so important that you guys understand that I'm not making this channel because I want you to do what I did. I'm making this channel because I don't want you to do what I did. I want you to become a complete man. I want to show you how to do that. And if you want my help through my coaching, cool. I can make some money off that. I can make it a pretty big movement, right? But it's the movement first. I'm gonna make a video probably at some point where I read out my journals of what I see for this channel, the vision I see for it. And the whole vision is being a man, a leader of men, that leads you, who's watching, to be a man that women are attracted to for the rest of their lives. Be a man that has people attracted to them for their whole life. Imagine what that would be like. Imagine in 5 years, you could be a man that anyone, like I'm talking like guys worth hundreds of millions of dollars, guys with Ferraris, guys with like the hottest girlfriends, hottest wives, and the most high quality women, they all would be happy to meet you in 5 years. And that is how society feels about high value men. But you have to be a high value man. And that's what I want to show you on this channel, because there's a severe lack of people talking about holistic self-improvement. There's Hamza, but he's talking about it from a young, this is how you do it if you're 16, if you're 17. Like, where are the people talking about the 25-year-olds that have thrown their lives away because they didn't focus on success? They focused on one thing only. They focused on getting the job so they could have the white picket fence, and they didn't talk to women, or they were like me and they only focused on like learning how to talk to people, but they had no skills in business. They had no skills that were transferable. What happens to those guys? Hopefully I'm what happens to those guys. So like the video if you liked it. If you know someone that could benefit from this video, send it over to them, but only send it Only send it if you think it's actually something they need and that they would really vibe with. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.